It was midnight. The highway was eerily empty. Only the heavy tires echoed on the gravel road. Inside the cabin of the old truck, Eric sat quietly. He had driven all night, hauling unknown cargo. It was one of the longest hauls Eric had ever done. And he had a strange feeling something was off. Today, he got a call from an unknown number. The voice asked him to urgently transport a shipment through a little-known road even seasoned drivers avoided. But money has a way of making people do anything. Eric agreed, though unease settled in his chest. The truck turned onto a desolate road. He shivered. The night's chill sank into his bones, carrying a musty scent. Suddenly, strange noises came from the back, like someone was knocking on the cargo hold. He looked into the rearview mirror, just a vague shadow. The uneasy feeling grew, as if someone was watching him. He glanced back at the carefully packed cartons, but they felt like more than just ordinary freight. The heavy truck turned onto a dirt tread road. The path was so bumpy, Eric had to slow to a crawl. The GPS had stopped working 15 minutes ago. No signal. No lights ahead. No road signs in sight. Was he lost? Eric pulled over, digging for a paper map in the glove box. An old habit his friends used to mock him for. As he switched on the cabin light, a faint scratching sound came from the cargo hold. He froze, held his breath. Then a sharp screech dragged across the metal surface, like someone was clawing the truck wall from outside. He grabbed his iron rod and stepped up. Outside was pitch black. No wind, no sound, except for insects murmuring like in another dimension. He moved to the rear and opened the door empty. The cargo was untouched. But on the truck bed, just beneath one of the boxes, there was a dark red stain and a strange object. A ragged doll, its head twisted backwards, eyes sewn shut with red thread. Eric tossed the doll into the roadside and slammed the cargo door shut. His heart pounded with a fury that shook his chest. He told himself it was coincidence, just an old toy left behind. Or maybe a cruel prank by someone from the depot. But deep down, Eric knew this was no prank. He climbed back into the cab, locked the doors, floored the pedal. The truck jolted forward, tires kicking up clouds of dust. Even though Eric hadn't touched a thing. But just minutes later, the radio flicked on by itself. The display flashed through unknown stations, then stopped at 66.6 FM. The speakers whispered. Not a clear voice, but a layering of many tangled, distorted, old, young, male, female, all speaking broken, scattered phrases. ... turn back ... the truck must not go any farther ... we are still here, in the cargo hold ... Eric reached to shut it off, but the dial was locked. Then the headlights flickered and went out. In that pitch-black moment, he swore he saw a figure. Tall and lanky, draped in torn black cloth. No face. When the lights returned, no one was there. Eric drove faster, desperate to outrun the feeling of being hunted. The road remained pitch black, even though dawn should have come by now. There was no sunrise, only an eternal night, locked outside of time. Shadows flickered constantly in the rearview mirror. But every time he turned around, there was nothing. The GPS now displayed a single line: remain en route. No map, no destination. He took out his phone to photograph a roadside sign. but the screen only showed blurred hands pressing against the inside of the lens. Then the phone died permanently. Eric began to hear the thoughts of the things inside the cargo hold. No more whispers now, they were voices, loud and clear in his mind. You are the next. This delivery is meant for you. We are not trapped, we are waiting. Eric couldn't bear it. He stopped the truck, turned on the lights, and grabbed his iron bar. He opened the cargo hold. Inside, the packages were gone, replaced by plain wooden coffins covered in dust and ash. Each one had a photo on top, portraits of the dead, and one of them was his own Eric, 38 years old. He staggered back, panicking. No, this couldn't be real. He was alive, he was still driving. But in his gut, he felt it. He had driven this road before. And he had died here. A chill crawled up from the soles of his feet. When he returned to the cab, he saw himself in the driver's seat. Head tilted, eyes wide and empty, mouth agape in a silent scream. Eric didn't know how he'd gotten out of the truck. When he turned back, the truck was slowly rolling forward. Driverless, moving ahead as if steered by an invisible hand. The headlights flickered, and the radio still whispered. The next one, the next one. He tried to run after it, shouting in despair, but his legs felt weighed down with stone. With every step, the road cracked beneath him, turning into frozen stone. Then returned to normal, over and over. As if he was running between two worlds. At last, Eric collapsed by the roadside, exhausted. He opened his eyes and realized he was behind the wheel. Everything was quiet. Daylight had come. The road ahead was smooth and ordinary, like any other highway. The radio was silent. The GPS was back online. He exhaled in relief. Just a nightmare. A hallucination, a nervous breakdown maybe. But when he looked into the rearview mirror, the cargo hold was ajar. And from the darkness, a single eye stared back, pitch black, soulless. Eric turned around, but the cargo door was shut, locked tight. He started the engine and kept driving. 1 week later, the truck was found abandoned, on a desolate stretch of road, with no driver, no cargo. The engine was still warm. Eric was never found. But every night, on a road that appears on no known map, they say you can still hear the engine rumble, headlights flickering, and the radio whispering. The next one, ... Are you ready?